to ENN On Air, our digital news show giving you the stories of today. I'm Sydney Spencer.
And I'm Cooper Lyon. Thank you for joining us.
Tonight, we will be recapping our top stories of the semester.
The Fawcett House was sold in September. The 100-year-old building sits across the tracks next to the post office. It looks like a house, but functions as an office building. Our Margaret Faust talked to one of the 4 tenants who has to move out.
Turn on the music, make up the bed, and clear his head. That's how Joey McDaniel prepares for every client at Whatnot's Massage in Fawcett House. He says the serene atmosphere was disrupted the day he saw the building was being sold.
Kind of shock, because, something like that you would think would be told to you.
But he wasn't told. He found out himself while on the internet. When the owner, Della Fawcett, confirmed the building was being sold, he switched into project mode.
Yeah, I have a job to do, so I need to figure out what my plan B is.
Fawcett's plan was to sell the building as she started to age. She also owns the hair salon, one of the businesses inside.
I love the house, and I'm going to sell it. It's going to be a little sad because it's so pretty, and I hope the new tenants keep it as nice as it is, and they love it as much as I do.
Fawcett hopes the new owners keep the integrity of the house as they make it their own. McDaniel says he is trying to stay true to himself too.
Do a great job, be nice to people, and they'll follow you and come where you're at.
McDaniel's new massage business is across from Lidl grocery store on South Church Street. He hopes his existing clients will make the move with him. Margaret Faust, Elon Local News.
The new owner is a children's counseling group that have various offices in North Carolina. Fawcett says the group plans to keep it running as an office building.
A father is something every child needs in life, but not all fathers or role models are related by blood. One star athlete's father figure came in a different way than others. Our Mason Willett has a story.
Bright lights and big crowds are nothing new to high school junior and running back Jonathan Paylor. Paylor is a highly touted recruit in the area, ranking 2nd in the state. But the football field is not where Paylor faces some of the biggest challenges in his life. Paylor currently lives with his former middle school football coach Bernard Penix. This decision came after Bernard approached Jonathan's mother earlier this year.
I saw a need. It molded into it, because once I started training John and dealing with John and just watching him as a young man, I saw a need. And what made me saw the need was I would see a lot of stuff around him that I particularly didn't like.
Paylor says he was fine with the transition because of his bond with Penix.
I built a strong relationship with him since middle school. I was with him every day. We did bowling. We did different type of location of workouts just to get out and everything, like such as just going to the mall, shopping around, everything. So like over time we build that relationship to know that okay, it's totally fine. So like it wasn't really a hard decision.
Paylor, since moving in, he and Bernard spent most of their days together. Bernard thought it would help keep Paylor out of trouble, and it's worked so far.
We would go to different gyms, so when he got back, it might be 9:30, 10 o'clock. All he could do was eat. If he had a lesson to learn, we'll get back earlier. All he'd do was eat and go to bed. And then the next morning he'd go to school, and then so we did that for a long time. So it kept him away from a lot of those kids because he was always with me.
But since Bernard stepped in, Paylor says he's become more than just a coach to him. He's a father. Growing up, Paylor didn't have a true father figure. Paylor's mom raised him and 4 other children on her own while working 2 jobs.
He does everything a coach and father should do, and I really appreciate him for everything. So.
As he nears the end of his high school career, and thanks to the help of past and present coaches, Paylor is receiving scholarship offers from all over, like football powerhouses Clemson and Alabama. Paylor's head coach at Cummings High School, David Grimm, says that Paylor has a strong work ethic and is proud of the man he has become.
He's developing into a leader, something that he wasn't earlier on, but that just comes with maturity and age, and he's filling that role nicely. He's just a hard-working football player, and he deserves everything that he's getting.
While Paylor is the one scoring the touchdowns, his coaches are helping him score opportunities and connections that will last a lifetime. Mason Willett, Elon Local News.
Paylor has toured colleges and narrowed his potential options down to a list of 10, including Clemson University, NC State, and Tennessee.
College may be the first time many young adults get to expand their social lives and experience partying and drinking. While that may be a stereotypical part of the college experience, it's not part of everyone's. Our Anne-Marie Bonner talked to some who find other ways to expand their social lives.
You know, when you're little and you're growing up and you're thinking about how life is going to turn out for you, you don't imagine that you're going to be an alcoholic.
Junior Sid Danziger was only substance-free a few months before starting at Lyon University.
I got sober before I turned 21. I've never had a legal drink.
Danziger began using alcohol and drugs as a teenager, losing control when the coronavirus pandemic started.
It only took a couple binge drinking moments to realize that I wasn't going to live. If we were going to be in lockdown for weeks and weeks and months, I wasn't going to live through it. Like, I was going to end up dying, and I no longer wanted to do that. I wanted to live, and I wanted to live differently.
According to the Mayo Clinic, 2 characteristics of alcoholism are when you can't control how much you drink, and you continue to drink when it affects other areas of your life, such as relationships and school. Danziger fit that definition and is now president of Phoenix Free, an organization on campus that supports students with a sober lifestyle. Group meetings are where they share their story, talking about what sobriety looks like on Elon's campus.
It can be a lonely existence. To some degree, I think there's a culture on Elon's campus that in order to exist on the weekends, there must be a level of intoxication. And I've definitely found healthier solutions for myself, but I feel like the odd man out.
Charlotte Williams is the Collegiate Recovery Community Director at Elon. She says the problem on campus is how easy it is to find drugs and alcohol.
That can be kind of a luxury to be able to afford, whether it be alcohol, drugs, other substances. So I think there's just that pressure of fitting in, belonging, and being able to do so in a way that you don't have to be under the influence to make friends or to be in relationships or to connect.
Danziger is fighting the narrative that the only way you can enjoy college is to be drunk or stoned.
I'm in recovery, which to me means complete sobriety. I don't drink, I don't smoke, but I'm still pretty fun at parties.
If you or someone you know is struggling with alcohol use, you can reach out to phoenixfree@elon.edu or visit the Substance Education section on Campus Recreation and Wellness's website.
Lyon University women's basketball had its home opener earlier this month against in-state rival High Point University. Our Max Wallace has the coverage.
We'd much rather have an ugly win than a pretty loss.
The Phoenix were in search of its first victory on Sunday, and thanks to a pair of clutch three-pointers from junior forward Asia James, Elon won 60-57 over the High Point Panthers. James's last three-pointer, the game winner, came with just seconds left.
Then I flared and it was open, so I shot the ball and went in.
Head coach Charlotte Smith said the inbound play that set up James's three was only drawn up the day prior. Smith said she was holding her breath as the play developed.
Yesterday was the first day we ever ran that, so I was a little nervous. Okay, would the timing be good? Would we be able to execute?
But when she saw the ball drop, she said she could not have been happier with the execution.
Just really proud of them for being able to run that play.
With under 5 minutes left, Elon lost 2 key players because of foul trouble. Graduate student center Ivana McGill, as well as graduate student guard Lanasia Evans. Evans led the team with 19 points, but she said being on the bench didn't ruin her spirits.
Making sure I was still active, even though I wasn't in the game, just being a big support of everybody.
And on the court, James said the team knew it was crucial to stay focused.
Around the 5-minute mark, I think it was when they got when we had 5 team fouls in, and we sent them to line, and then we knew we had to lock in even more.
Despite losing 2 big players and getting into foul trouble, Smith said she tried to lead by example and remain calm when adversity struck in the late stages of a tight game.
If I get super tight, then they end up being super tight.
But she said it's not always easy to do.
I was tight, but I tried to hide it.
With the win, the Phoenix improved its record to 1-2 and will look to use the momentum in its next game against University of North Carolina at Greensboro later this week. Max Wallace, Elon Local News.
Elon women basketball's next game is set for this Friday and is at Howard University. For more information on both the men's and women's basketball teams, make sure to pick up a copy of our special edition basketball preview pendulum.
That's all we have for you this evening. Thanks again for watching ENN On Air.
For all the news you need to know when we're not on air, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
And follow us on social media at Elon News Network.
Have a great break, Elon.
We'll see you next year.